We came up with a way that ease is controlled based on a reaction against all the other 3D programs. Okay, that's basically what it is. For the most part, computer graphics is really great, and the programmers are awesome. They come up with stuff that makes an animator look fabulous, okay? Except for when it comes to function curves. Function curves is one of those things where programmers are evil. Function curves come straight out of math books. And if you're not a total math head, function curves make no sense at all. So what our ease controls was an attempt to completely strip out the math and make it extremely usable, okay? So that a user could make objects speed up or slow down without having to know anything about function curves. Stay away from the function curves, okay? So here's how it works. It starts off with this line, just a simple line. And the length of that line represents the length of a transition. The transition is from one pose to the next, sort of like from point A to point B, okay? Now, ordinarily, the speed from one place to the next is totally dependent on these crazy function curves. It's how much distance an object has to travel based upon the amount of time that it has to do it in, okay? Sounds simple, right? Distance, time, gives you a speed. Okay, the problem is controlling the speed at different points in that time. So at the beginning, there's no speed. You want no speed, and then you want the object to slowly speed up and then maintain a constant speed before it has to slow down at the end of the transition. All right, that's the whole basis of what most motion graphics are all about, all right? They're stopped, they slowly ramp up in speed, maintain a constant speed, and then slow down at the end. Well, to do that with a function curve is practically impossible, okay? I remember spending just incredible hours fiddling with the function curve, watching these crazy, you make one small change and then it creates this funny bump in the curve, and then you render it out and you look at it and you watch the motion back, and it's never smooth and it never maintains a constant speed, and there's funny bumps in it where suddenly it speeds up or slows down, and just the evil quality of function curves is that sometimes you move something, you think it's the right thing, and then suddenly it goes below the line and now your objects are moving backwards. Okay, it's just totally messed up. So, again, what our ease controls are is we looked at this problem and we said, okay, look, it's very simple. We want it to start not moving and end stop moving. We want it to slowly speed up and then maintain a constant speed for as long as possible until we tell it to slow down. Simple concept, right? Nobody's figured this out yet. So, we did it. And what a timing slider does, what an ease slider does, is it gives you a line with two arrows, okay? One arrow sets the start ease, the ease where the object is speeding up until it gets to its level constant speed. The last arrow tells it when it stops, when it starts to slow down before it gets to the next pose where it's not moving at all right? So between those two arrows, it's very simple. From at the beginning to the end is 100%, right? It's 100% of whatever that transition is. The first arrow has like a number, which is like normally say 25. That means you're giving it 25% of its transition time to speed up. And then if the last arrow is at 75, it means that once it's 75% of the way through, it will then start slowing down. All right, simple. Between the two arrows, it's at a constant speed, always. So now anybody can handle ease in and ease out with perfect control. You just drag those little sliders and you're done. Not only does it do it for a transition, but if you have other effects applied, it does it to those too. So say for instance, you've got a cascade going on and every object is moving along its own path with a certain time delay between each object. Ease, setting the ease, controls every single object along its own path. So you see, normally, you would have to go in and set the ease and mess around with those function curves for every single object and every single path and try to get them together and try to get them all to work correctly without any bumps or craziness, and actually have them doing it all at relatively the same time. I won't say the same time because then there's no cascade, but one is going first, then the next one, and then the next one. And yet all of them speed up in tandem and slow down in tandem at their appropriate amount of time. Do you see what we're talking about here? It's an extraordinary amount of work that's been reduced to one line.